Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Some more beautiful readings with our spirit cards. I love this. John Mosley did a fantastic job with this deck. The artwork is sublime and the meanings in the book is amazing. So let's start with Spirit Warrior and us feeling our inner courage, our ability to commit to things, and our inner wisdom that intuitively guides us to the places that we should be and the messages that we're meant to hear. You know, knowing that you're a being made of strength and that you're a warrior, leaning in, heart forward, really trusting in that internal power. And I know it fluctuates. I mean, I can attest to that 100%. I have moments where I feel like anything is possible in this moment. I'm excited. It's usually when I'm creating. It's usually during or after a reading when I'm really high vibrational. But in the moments that I've maybe watched a little too much Netflix or overindulged and I don't know, too much junk food or whatever, and we can go in that wasteland of our ego and it tries to tell us that we're not empowered and all of those false narratives. This helps us reach back in and goes, yes, anything is possible at any given time. All we need is to redirect our thoughts, right? Breathe into it. Spirit Warrior is the embodiment of like the sacred masculine. It's committed to their purpose and connected to their heart. So with unwavering steadiness and resolve of a warrior, we willingly face our fears because our goals demand it. And oftentimes our fears are so unfounded. They really are. Think back when you were a kid, like if you had a little line in a school play or something, right? It seemed like everything in the world. It seemed so huge. It seemed DMV, having your first driver's test, going on your first date, these things that were like pivotal moments in our life. But we let fear kind of give us all these crazy narratives that we were going to dive bomb like flat on our face or something detrimental was going to happen. I got really fortunate, I think, somehow in the gene pool where I was more curious than fearful. I was like, let me see if I can do this thing. But I'll tell you what, getting on a stage in front of people, I did not like that when I was younger. Like I thought I wanted to be in every play. Every time I got up there, I was like, nope, not for me. But that's the thing. It's like challenge met, not for me. I'm good, you know, and it's like sports. Yeah, I tried out for this. I'm pretty good at this. I'm going to hang in there, be a pitcher, dig in it, stuff like that. It's like when our actions are rooted in wisdom, we honor our divine self. And it's this reverence of all of life. I'm not going to miss out on this because of fear. I'm not going to not ask this person to go have coffee or come to the gym or do something out of fear. I'm living my life. So many people are in that absolute whirl of self-doubt and fear that it stops them from so much. So if you think of it in terms of you're probably helping somebody by reaching out of your comfort level and asking them, you know, for company to an event or whatever it is. It's like that's the thing. Let's get out of our solitude. Let's get off our devices and live in the real world. I remember one time somebody talking about a movie, how this guy literally wanted to just live in the virtual world because there he was important. He was a doctor. He had his act together. And in the real world, he didn't think he had any kind of capabilities. And he just basically stayed home and played video games and, you know, and was depressed about stuff. And I thought, well, that's crazy that if you can align yourself with the energy of success and where you want to go in some virtual world, why aren't you doing it in the real world? You know what I mean? It's almost like Twitter and all those other things where people can be extraordinarily brave in their viewpoints, but were you to get in a room and have a debate with somebody, would you speak the same words? Would you have the same conviction and bravery? That type of thing, like bringing it into the real world, which I love. Which brings us to Deer Spirit, awareness, sensitivity, and gentleness. I feel like deer is so my animal spirit. I stop and just stare with reverence every time I come in contact with one. And for the longest time, they were coming in my yard and I was feeding them, and it's so heavenly. Gentleness is my strength and sensitivity is my power. In the book, I remember reading that and just being like, oh, I love it. Deer are really highly sensitive and aware creatures. They pick up on the slightest crackle of a falling leaf, the faintest scent on the wind, the smallest movement. So it really is amazing when they'll come up to you and they're not fearful of you. It's amazing. Sensitivity plays such an important role in our lives. Sensitive beings are the way showers, seeing and feeling things that most others haven't yet. And, you know, and it's hard when we feel sensitive or we're empaths. we've got to just stand strong and bring this gift of awareness for other people to learn and benefit from. I feel like the majority of people that have podcasts that speak on the spiritualists, tarot readers, oracle readers, Colette Baron-Reid is fabulous with this. She brings the gift of awareness to so much through her stories and things of that nature. The most powerful healers are also the most sensitive. You know, in the old male patriarchal culture, sensitivity is labeled as weakness, but it is truly a power. It's the most sensitive telescope that gathers the most light and sees the farthest into space, and the most sensitive microscope that detects the smallest elements. So when scientists can't detect the existence or intelligence of some life forms, it's often because they haven't yet developed sensitive enough equipment to detect it, not because it isn't there. And I love that. And when I remember reading that in the book, I was like, oh. So deer spirit medicine sees and feels through the barriers that really separates us from others, including other life forms, and from the mystery and the magic of life. And in this awareness, we move through the life of spirit of love and appreciation and respect for all beings. So this is really a gentle reminder that you recognize the great power of sensitivity and gentleness within you, and acknowledge it and let it guide you in your thoughts and your words and your actions. It also helps us be much more gentle. My husband's screaming in the background because England must have just got a goal. England's playing France right now. And my husband loses his mind when there are goals for people he likes. It's so funny. So you guys, that brings us to Sea Priestess. Love the artwork in this so much. It's so dreamy and beautiful. This is about feeling balance and compassion. I love in the book it says, through the watery waves of my emotions, I learn to honor all that passes through. I am depth, deep, dark, and mysterious. Priestess of the tides, luminescence, my power is of another kind. I anchor to wisdom, surrendering to the ebb and flow of life. It is safe to feel all that dwells inside. I just love that. It is at that deep, dreamy energy. And you, like the Sea Priestess, are aligned and deeply connected to the power of water. And this energy is here to lovingly find its way to restore balance within you and around you. So bend and flow and go around any situation where you feel stuck or resistance in your life. Like water, soft and graceful and unstoppable. Also, this is a time to deeply honor your feelings. I know this time of year, mine yo-yo like, geez, I should win a contest on how I can go up and down, like within moments. You know, I start to think about Christmas, super stoked, excited, memories, all whatever. And then all of a sudden, like anxiety, have I done everything? Oh my gosh, I can't even fit in any parking lot right now. And it goes all over. And then I thought, be restful. Pretty much you can have almost any single thing on the planet brought to your door with Postmates and everything else out there now. So when we pause and we think rationally, we have done enough, we will do enough, we are capable to get the things that we need and we require without, going a little crazy, just bending and flowing. This is a time too to honor your feelings. And the best way to do it is to just be with them. I just did that a few moments ago. Why do I feel this crazy fluctuation? Lovingly watch, and no matter how deep a sadness, a hurt, or an anger, you can trust and surrender the flow of your emotions. They're here to guide you back to being with yourself in a more loving way. It begins by knowing it's safe to feel however you want to feel, right? Not try to bury it, not try to over entertain it or to redirect your energy by spending or eating or anything. Just be with your feelings. And honestly, after you do that, you will feel a lightness in self. You will feel, hey, yeah, I acknowledge that I feel like that sometimes, and that's interesting. Now I'll pay attention to when it comes back and why it comes back. This is all about habits and behaviorism and change and growth and all those beautiful things. So my beauties, that is what you are meant to hear today. Love and light to everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. And you guys, thanks for your orders of your private reads and just supporting. You guys are the absolute best. Love and light.